Hey guys, how's it going? So I'm here for the Reread Book Tag. This was created by Just One Reader, and I was tagged by Wilson Shugart, and I will leave links to both of their videos below, as usual. You can probably guess what this tag is by the name, so I'm just gonna get right to the questions. Number one is a book from your childhood that you want to reread. For me, this is Warriors. It's a series of books about wild cats who call themselves warriors. And there's 4 clans of these cats. There's Thunder Clan, Shadow Clan, River Clan, and Wind Clan. And this series, actually multiple series, they're like multiple series of 6 books each. And but the first series and the second series are kind of the 2 best, in my opinion. I think, get through the 3rd series and part of the 4th series, but it really kind of went downhill from there. But the first series is about this house cat, who kind of accidentally runs into some of these wild cats when he's outside, and decides to just kind of go off with them and join Thunder Clan, the one of the clans of cats, and becomes a warrior. And basically, this series is just his trials and tribulations as a member of this clan. And he of course ends up becoming the leader of Thunder Clan and faces a great enemy, and etc., etc. But I think it would be fun to see what I make of it as an older reader, and now that my tastes have shifted quite a bit. Just even if I don't like it, it'll be kind of interesting to see that. And if I do like it, then I think it could be really enjoyable if I kind of approach it just, on its own terms, read it for what it is supposed to be. So yeah, Warriors. Number 2, a book you want to reread because you didn't like it the first time. For me, this is hands down Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I found Pride and Prejudice kind of cringeworthy when I first read it, but I think a large part of that was because, we all live in the age where, stories like Pride and Prejudice have become so commonplace, and, most of them aren't done as well as Jane Austen did them, I assume. When I first read Pride and Prejudice, I of course thought Jane Austen also did it poorly. But, having learned more about Jane Austen and just about how important she is, I want to go back and reread that book and give it a second chance. And see what I make of it. I mean, I don't know if I'll like it. I think I will. But yeah, Pride and Prejudice. Number 3, a book you want to reread because you read it a long time ago. For me, again, hands down, Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I actually read Wuthering Heights around the same time as I read Pride and Prejudice. I read them both for an AP English class in my senior year of high school. And Pride and Prejudice I hated, and then I think I read Wuthering Heights soon after it, and we had to read Wuthering Heights soon after it, and I loved it. I remember finishing it and just thinking it was one of my favorite books ever, and just a great love story. But I was talking, I think I've mentioned this a couple times already on this channel. I was talking with a younger person who was still in high school at the time and was in that same class at my same high school, and was reading Wuthering Heights, and they were talking about the plot of the book and everything that happens in it, and I was like, wait, there's a ghost in Wuthering Heights? Wait, what? So I don't remember much from Wuthering Heights, although I still regard it as one of my favorite novels ever. So I absolutely need to reread it, hopefully not in the too distant future. But yeah, Wuthering Heights. Number 4, a book you want to reread because you didn't understand it the first time. Again, kind of hands down. I have very easy answers to all of these questions. This time it is Soul Mountain by Gao Xingjian. This is a book, a very strange novel. Gao Xingjian won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 2000, and Soul Mountain is semi-autobiographical. The premise is kind of autobiographical. So the main character of this book is diagnosed with cancer, falsely actually. He actually doesn't have cancer, but when he is diagnosed, he kind of goes on this spiritual journey to the countryside of China, and kind of goes on this spiritual journey, I guess, out there. Again, I can't say much certain about this novel because I don't remember a lot of it because I had a hard time understanding it, but there are 4 different perspectives in this novel. There is I, which is presumably the guy who was actually diagnosed with cancer and went out into the wilderness, etc. And there's he and there's she, And most of the novel is taken up with this he and she who are in this relationship. They're in love, or at least they have sex a lot. And then there's a you for a short period. And when I read about this novel, what I read is that these 4 different perspectives are supposed to create a single self, almost, throughout this novel. And I don't think I got that. I don't think I saw that. Again, it's just a strange novel, and I didn't get much from it. I wasn't a very sophisticated reader when I read it. I had only just become serious, dedicated reader. So yeah, definitely want to reread that one. Number 5, a book that you'd like even more upon a second reading, or a book that will benefit from a second reading. And for me, this is Look Homeward, Angel by Thomas Wolfe. I read this last year and liked it. I actually did like it, but I just felt like it's another weird experimental novel, and I just at times felt like some of the experimental aspects of it didn't work, or felt kind of more sloppy than deliberate, and the whole novel kind of felt thrown together to me. But I liked the story. I mean, I liked the main character, and I liked learning about his family. It's a story of a young man, Eugene Gant, who it's just kind of about him being raised in North Carolina by his mother and father, who have a very dysfunctional relationship. And he has several siblings, and they all have a weird dynamic with each other. And just kind of a simple story like that, a coming-of-age story. What tells me that this would really benefit from a second reading is just that I feel excited at the thought of rereading it. I would like to return to that world of this novel. Just as an impression, basically. I don't have complex ideas about it. I just feel like I would enjoy going back to it. And that tells me that I would like it a lot more on a second time. And maybe I will resolve some of those issues I had with the novel as an experimental novel. Okay, anyway, number 6. A book you will read for the rest of your life. That's hard for me to know, just because I haven't lived the rest of my life yet. But some authors and books that I think I will probably be reading for the rest of my life. There's Shakespeare, there's the Bible, there's Homer, there is The Silmarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien, and also just the rest of Tolkien's body of work. There's the poet Wallace Stevens, Samuel Beckett, and then I also feel like Arthur Schopenhauer and Friedrich Nietzsche, 2 philosophers who had a big impact on me. Again, I can't say for certainty that I will be reading them for the rest of my life, but they've had such a big impact that I could see myself returning to them throughout my life. Anyway, yeah, that is the rereading tag. And I'm pretty sure Wilson tagged everyone who I would tag in his video, so I'm not going to tag any. Oh, you know what? I will tag Biblioatlas. I think I've tagged her like 2 other times in the recent past, but I'm tagging her again because I think it would be great to see her answers to these questions. So anyway, that's the reread tag, and thank you all for watching. Bye!